Hey there, folks. It's Monday, August 31st, 2020, and it's 2:21, 2:22 p.m. I wanted to tell you about a new sphere that just popped into my head, and I want to explain part of what's going on with a lot of you people that I've talked to over the years. Believe it or not, there's a few thousand of you, over 3,000. 3,000+ is what I'm trying to say. I've been waiting for things to happen. Things are happening around you, your abilities. Especially those of you that got the DNA ICUC crank up. The spheres, I've made all the spheres stronger, but also the just a second. Okay. As I was saying, that the crystal dragon egg star essenite sphere that we make, Deanna makes them all now. I crank them up with her. She cranks them up too. That way there's a good balance of male and female source energy in there. Strong source energy. Anyway, this new sphere, it's hard when I name things. I just figure out what it is and say that. This unfortunately has a longer name again. It's like the Nexus Sphere of Understanding, which is about the has a ton of celestite in it because it has to do with the hypothalamus gland in that neighboring area and how it helps all your abilities as well as your physical brain to understand things. To help you understand things that are physical and metaphysical. So that it empowers the hypothalamus gland in that area very strong. This new sphere is called the Alpha Dragon Crystal Vision Sphere. When I say alpha, Alpha Dragon, the energy that I am inside, its original source, but it's clean. The original first being had 27.5% lower frequencies in it, and when she created the other two large source couples, and the largest one is the one that Lily and I were pulled out of. We were pulled out of the strongest parts of them as soon as they were coming together as an energy field. And because they were, making me to be their protector. So anyway, these new spheres, this new sphere, it's about vision, but it's cranked up so hard. Star Essenite loves when I crank it up. Star Essenite loves to be cranked up. I have a very special relationship with Gaira, the planetary essence that is within that was within her planet that's now in pieces, and then her male spirit mate. It's a universal spirit mate, female planet, male star, and his name, the one he gave me, was Roll. So anyway, their energy together, it's extremely full. It's a very beautiful, full feeling. Moonlight is so beautiful. Why? Because the sun is the male spirit mate to Gaia, the spirit inside this planet, but also the other planets that are here. Um, Together they make up the full female spirit mate for our sun. Venus has got the spirit within it. Mars, uh, Jupiter, uh, Uranus and Saturn. There's a small amount in Mercury, but it's not normal. It's never had beings on it, like a civilization. There's been others that have visited it and gone there, but it's never had its own civilization like us here on Earth. Anyway, so that's what makes Star Essenite so strong. I have a very close relation with both of them, Roll and Gera. And that's why when I crank up Star Essenite, it cranks up so hard. And they love us. Lily and I have a very good relationship with them. Those that come from Lily and I, same energy. So, it's different parts of our energy, but still it's our energy. So the chances are better than not that they're going to have a real good relationship with them. But either way, the Star Essenite, it loves for me to crank it up. It holds it, and it's strong as hell. Now this crystal dragon egg Star Essenite, here, let me show you a few pictures of it. Here's a few pieces that were laid out on a piece of black cloth. And here's a section of the 66-pound, the 66-pound piece of crystal. We've called it Crystal Dragon Egg Star Essenite, and we've also called it Dragon Egg Star Essenite Crystal. Here's another piece. Here's that same piece of the Crystal Dragon Egg Star Essenite, the 66-pound piece on on a scale that's in a recycling plant. And you can see a picture that's got the scale on the upper top where it says 66 pounds. And then here is a picture of the 187-pound Crystal Dragon Egg Star Essenite. That's one big piece of crystal, and in its raw form. And if you look at the scale, it says 182 pounds. But you'll also notice that the stone, that huge stone, is right on the corner of it. You put that huge boulder in the middle of the scale, and it's 187 pounds. Here's a couple of pictures of it when I had to build a ramp and use a few come-alongs to actually get it up on the truck. And here's a picture of it sitting in on the back bed of the truck. As you can see by looking at these pictures of this Crystal Dragon Egg Star Essenite, that is literally star matter when it hit Gera. Gera's planet was just over 50% crystal. I mean, it's beautiful. It was the largest planet ever, and it's beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, and then stars, when stars actually compress on themselves and die, they're crystal. So as that star was imploded and blown up, and then it hit Gera, a lot of pieces that came out, and it was aimed right this direction towards Earth. there's a those two forms of crystal, and they come here to the planet, and Gaia's energy from the planet here, it'll actually grow into it. Okay, you can have crystal forming that'll grow while it's here on the planet, and that's got Gaia's crystal in it. But there's very, very little Gaia inside this crystal dragon egg star essonite. This is the strongest stone you'll find anywhere, period, in the universe. It's the strongest stone there is. So, but because it's so strong in that crystal, crystal holds memories and stuff like that. I've gone to shops. I've gone to shops with their crystals that literally I walked in the store and they started talking to me, and I started walking towards them and talking with them. One was a piece of a moldavite or a molly, the planetary essence that was in the planet that moldavite came from when it blew up. It was burnt on entry and it was hurt, so I helped it. Another crystal had seen all kinds of murders, 3 different huge slaughterings, whatever. The people that had it didn't know, but it actually came from Lemuria. A part of what was called Lemuria, Hawaii, New Zealand, etc. Anyway, it'll hold a ton of energy. So what these new spheres do, as well as the crystal dragon egg star essonite sphere, where that's almost all it is inside. That's mostly what it is inside. I can put so much of my energy in that. The ones that I've sold, I've modified. I did it before putting this video out. And then these other new stones, these new spheres, I'm modifying it too. I'm cranking them up so hard. Now, I'm not forcing anything on Gaia, on Gaira, on Roll. They're all good with this. But I crank them up so hard. If you have them within 50, 55 feet of you, they're going to be cranking you up. Okay? They're just automatically going to be cranking you up. But if you have it up to 88 foot away, that's just these new 2 spheres, okay? You have them 88 foot away. Stay inside that, okay? And like you're getting ready to go to bed, just relax like you're going to go to sleep, and then mentally just reach out to touch it. And you will connect, and it'll start cranking you up. If it's 50, 55 feet away from you, it's going to do it softly anyway. If it's 45 foot, it's going to start cranking you hard. It's not going to crank you too much harder, almost not at all. Almost not any harder at all if it's 10 foot away or 3 foot away than if it's 45 foot. The amount of energy that goes through from any of these spheres that connects with you is relative to the energy, to the spirit whose energy, not spirit, but whose energy is in the stone. Me, the energy I put in there, the part of me that is the field is part of me. The source field, it's a part of me. Okay, it's going to go in there. It goes through everything, so it'll be in there. It'll be controlling how much of that goes into you. So if you have it a foot away from your head when you're sleeping, it won't be allowed to burn your brain out. Some people say, hit me as hard as you can, and then they get a headache. Also, there's Gaira. She's huge, and she's going to act the same way, and so's Raoul. We're all here to help. We're here to help, to serve, to take care of. Don't ever go with a servant thing, okay? Yeah, you try to call me a servant or treat me like a servant, you're going to deserve what you get. No one is going to be controlling people anymore now that this original first being, male and female, are gone, now that they're dead. The whole idea is for all of you to be left alone, to have your own lives. Now, if you're going to do something that's going to hurt yourself, or hurt someone else, or if you try to control someone, I'm going to stop you. And if you keep doing it, I'll probably hurt you one time, and after that, I'll deal with you on a more permanent basis. If you're in a body having a life, I will kill your body and then take you out. And yeah, this isn't Jay. This isn't me sitting in a chair. This is what I am, Ara. So I should say, I won't do it. Ara will do it. I'm the strongest. I'm the strongest part of it, but it's got to come out of this body. So, and when I say Katie, I'm talking about getting you out of the body and then talk to you. And people, those beings that have a lot of high negativity, or they're clean and they're just super arrogant and want to go crazy, hey, sorry to say it, but you got to go. If you won't change and leave people to have their own life, you're leaving. That's my job. That's what I do. So I've never been able to do it. And now finally this is the end of my last life ever. It's time y'all have real lives with your spirit mates. The other half of you talk about feeling complete. You're going to wind up in less than 2,000 years, all of you, in energy bodies when you have a life. There's no pain, no suffering. Difficulties you need to have so you can develop and grow as who you are as a spirit. You're not the body. You're in the body having a life. You're temporarily bonding with the body, and the part of you that develops through your spirit being in that brain, this new personality, as soon as that body dies, you come out. The real you, the me talking to you, I come out of this body when it dies, and it's part of me now, forever. It's part of our growth. So, my job is to serve and protect. That's what I was made for. That's what I'm about to do. But when something won't comply and it's just stuck on being abusive and everything, it's not allowed to hang around, and I'm going to delete it. I'll destroy it. Kill's a hard word. It even has an aggressive tone, that K, the K. But for the safety of everyone, it cannot be allowed to be here. If something has an issue, but when I'm myself, I feel it can be fixed later, I'll put it in its own dimension. And it can stay there with others like it, or if I need to, freeze it. Anyway, for those people I've been that I've cranked up and talked with, like I said, there's 3,000 plus. I pulled more of myself into my body. Part of me that's, when I go in a body to have a life, I take part of myself and leave it outside. It's hanging around, like right above the shelf over here, over the head. It's hanging around there, hanging around inside. It's where what's going on, but it's not directly affected by what's happening. It's protected. It was telling me it's time to pull in more of this energy I've released. When I was having a hard time getting out of here years ago, I started removing large parts of myself, trying to make myself weak so I could try to destroy this body just to get out. I don't mean put a gun in my head. I mean to shut down the body. Of course, that never worked, but So it finally got to the point, especially in my last time out of the hospital, and I found out I finally have diabetes that finally blew up. But when I got out and got home, everyone on the other side they were happy as hell. They said, "Good, now your body's destroyed enough where we can finish tearing it down from out here." You can just squeeze the heart like this and kill the body, but nobody wants to do that over there. They're a little concerned about my reaction. But anyway, so those of you that know things are about to change, or at least you're hoping that it is, you have a reason to feel like it's true. It will change, and it will be somewhat soon. I can't say when. I kept thinking I don't know how many times I thought I was going to get out of here. Probably 20 times since the first time, October 28th, 2015. But it was time for me to pull more of my energy in, so when this body's finally ready, I'm strong enough to just rip out of it. When you're source, every frequency that is anything anywhere, plus many more that have never taken any kind of, over 40% of what source is frequencies that have never even been expressed anywhere, okay? So everything that has been expressed, physical bodies, everything else, those frequencies are part of source. When source goes into a body to have a life, the stronger it is, the harder it is to get it out because it starts bonding with the body. If you take a bucket of water and put a couple rocks in it, you can pull the rocks right out, no problem. You can empty the bucket, the water comes out. But if you have water from a lake and water from a river and you mix them in the same bucket, good luck separating them, okay? That's as close as a legitimate analogy as I can come up with. And then when you start using your energy, when you're super strong and you start using your energy killing stuff, really maxing out all day long for how many years? As you do that, you start bonding harder to the damn body and you can't get out. So anyway, I pulled the rest of myself that was available to me that I could take that wouldn't cause a problem somewhere else, and pulled it back into me. It took me a couple of days. I was jerking my eyes and everything so much I couldn't make a video. As I was getting stronger and stronger doing videos through the years, my right eye would always keep blinking, and sometimes I'd have a consult over Skype and people see me blink and they said, "That's real." That's, yeah, it sure is. That was from my energy getting stronger. It takes a while for it to settle down. So anyway, I'm closer to getting out of here. I don't have a date, but this body can't keep going much longer. So just hang in there a little longer. All this crap going on, the American Communist Party, they name themselves the Democratic Party, which is a joke. They're anti-democratic. Then you have issues with some of the Rhino Republicans, some of the older ones that are dead set on making themselves super rich, and they work deals with some large businesses where they get paid a lot of money under the table, and then they pass laws to help these big businesses make more money. That's wrong. And then you have the Democratic Party, which is actually the American Communist Party, and they just want to take over. That's why, George Soros is part of the whole group, and all of them. They're trying to beat everyone up and freak everyone out, and they're trying to make it impossible to have a good election, so that if there's a certain amount of time after the November 3rd election where if they don't have results, then the head of the House of Representatives becomes temporary president. And that's run by the communists. The ones call themselves a Democrat. So Nancy Pelosi, the head of the Communist Party, I guess, as far as the House of Representatives, Congress goes, she'll go crazy no matter what happens. Okay, Trump is the one that's going to keep taking care of stuff. Trump's not a businessman. It's another reason I hate him. I mean, Trump's not a political person. He's not a politician. He's a business person. People say, Trump's lost trillions before. Millions of dollars. And they say, yeah, but he comes back with billions. He knows how to take a hit and keep going. All the stuff he's gone through. You know, the China throwing the CCP virus at us. The American Communist Party, or the Democrats, they've literally been getting together with George Soros and Warren Buffett, and they've been making all these riots in the streets. Antifa, BLM, that's George and his bunch. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, the second I get out of here, I'm going to go to work right away. And the original first ones, they're dead. Killed them. Done. Destroyed. That's the end of them. Okay? That's enough of this crap. There's no more abuse. These solid bodies never should have been created. Never. Because to maintain a physical body, you have to consume physical mass, and that's animals, and animals have to be tortured and abused, slaughtered. No. Where's the compassion in that? None. You'll see it. You'll see the Three Gorges Dam blow up. I'm going to make that tsunami happen. But the one opening up and breaking and almost swallowing into the earth, that upper continental shelf that's under the water between Japan and Taiwan. And they're not going to get destroyed, but they're going to get kind of wet. Okay, this sphere, the new Alpha Dragon Crystal Vision sphere, when it goes into you, it goes into your core. It comes in, goes right through the core, bam, and it's so strong. It just really powers you up. I mean, it pulls more of you inside, while that part of my energy is in there, and Deanna's, but Gaia and Gaira and Roll, the star energy, all that energy is, especially Gaira, she's so huge, in there just literally opening up the core. See, Gaira's spirit that's around the stone, she's hanging around there, plus I'm there through the field. So the two of us are literally going into your spine and trying to correct any problems you have in your spine to help your spirit core flow through your body. I'm going to show you something about that real quick. All right, now if you look at some more of Deanna's Mind's copyrighted pictures. If you look at this, make sure I'm holding it up high enough, you can see right here that these focal points don't line up straight, okay? But if you go straight along the spine up to the brain there, the solar plexus is pretty much right in the middle of it. The heart, about a third of the heart's in there, but when you get up to the pineal up here, there's only a small portion of that energy that gets up in the pineal. Now, if you're looking at the front of the body, okay, here's some of the, I've shown you this picture before. That's when you're looking straight at it. Okay, now, your spirit core, it's coming up through the body, into the brain, and it gets right about here, and it pretty much turns around and goes back down in there. Now, I've said before, the spirit core comes up through the brain. It does, but it's only a soft amount of the lighter energy and clear energy that comes up through the brain. It's very soft and very light. The vast majority of it goes from here down to the tip of the coccyx inside your pelvic bone and back up again, and it flows in and out through each other, through itself, and everything else. Now, the pineal is back around there. Make sure I got this right. The pineal is back around there. It kind of gets some of it, but it doesn't get a lot. Like it's not like the heart or the solar plexus that get a strong direct feed, because here's the base. Okay, that's where it comes up and then goes up to just underneath the pineal. So the stones that are in the sphere, now it's a vision sphere. That's why it's in the name, the Alpha Dragon Crystal Vision Sphere. In the center, it's got I don't know how big, but in the center of the sphere, it's got a large chunk of the crystal, that 66-piece solid piece of crystal that we've broken up to take parts out of. And then there's that 187 pound piece. But we still have a good bit of the 66 pound one left. And then so that's in the center. Then around it, there's dragon egg star essonite, which has like a coating around it, a stronger, thick coating around it, very strong energy. And then there's some high crystal star essonite in there. Then there's dragonstone jasper, which literally has energy. It's just like dragon energy. It helps kind of pull it together. It helps when you have the stone on you, it helps you grab your energy and pull it into your body. And then it has a bit of black onyx in it. Because black onyx strengthens the core, makes it stronger. It's also got some garnet in there, which helps strengthen the core plus the heart. It's got amethyst up in it. Amethyst is knowledge, but it's also for brain work, brain repair, brain strengthening your brain. Plus, it's also related to vision and your vision fields that are up here. These vision fields right here, that's the main vision. That's the vision field or scanner field, I call it. One of the other, I've called it both. And then this is the pineal field. That comes from the pineal gland, and it goes right through the brain right here. So because you're working on anyway, the amethyst is really good with the whole brain for seeing, for knowledge, understanding. And then citrine, it's got citrine in there. Citrine is focus and condensing, but it's clarity, it cleans. When I go into people, I used to crank people up, I go in their brains and work on them. I can tell when they, smoked a lot of weed. I go in, I just see the energy inside their head. I wouldn't mention anything unless I knew they get a kick out of it. And then I just blow citrine frequencies through it, and it cleans it up. And I said, no, just relax. See how you see right now? I said, no, I'm going to go in and clean it. And I clean it. And then I asked them, how do you feel? And they say, damn, I clarity. I can see, when you help people find their energy field, and then you crank them up, and then they feel it again, because they're doing this themselves. And then they feel it farther away, and then they can't feel it unless they turn their hands like that and hold their arms out. Then they know something's going on, something's real. And as a matter of fact, here, take a look at this. All right, that's the this is the quantitative electroencephalogram that registered the energy coming out of Martin Parr's head out in Sweden, out of his brain. The one on the one on the left side of the paper is the normal one. That's his brain being put through a test, a certain like a certain test. They do it and hold it, and then the one on the right is the same test, but when I go into his brain, and you can see the massive difference between the two of them. That's expensive medical equipment that actually shows you, okay, this guy's real. Whatever it is real. He's doing it. This is not a joke. It's not some made up garbage. So anyway, we have the lapis in there because I really want to energize that pineal, your pineal, because it's farther away. I want to energize it more so that those frequencies are in there mixed up with everything else. So went through the field and Gera, Begonia, literally it's opening up your pineal to make it stronger. Celestites in there. Celestites, understanding, and everything else. But inside your brain, the nexus, we have a sphere called the nexus sphere of understanding. I think that's still the name. I don't know. It's hard to name these things. But anyway, the hypothalamus gland is the gland of understanding. It works with the heart to continually create and continue building new understanding of everything. That everything it can, just understanding happens in the inside the hypothalamus gland in that area, but it happens through the it happens with the help of the heart. So and then there's some stick selenite in there for high vibrations that are strong, but it's very good for you, and especially for arthritis. But it's good for high vibratory energy. Now that crystal dragonite starselenite that's in there from that 66-pound piece, that stuff's powerful as hell. There's no more powerful stone anywhere. So that's strong as hell, but that selenite does help too, and especially with arthritis and going through the human spine, right over here. And then also there's a little bit of quartz in there. I don't think that's listed in the on the website. We probably left that one out. Sometimes we'll add a touch of this or a touch of that. Spheres we make for the people. So we have a basic product, but we sometimes modify it. We always modify it a little bit for someone else. If we have one sitting on the shelf, then we'll tell you we have one, and if you want that one, if we really felt it was necessary, we'd take care of that. Those frequencies, everything that exists is inside of me. It's inside of Source. So through the field, I'll put it, if you need it, a little more this and that, I'm going to put that in there when I crank it up. I held a piece of starselenite once, like I said, it loves to be cranked up. And this was in a one of those, it's not you can call it a psychic fair, but it was an event. It wasn't a fair, it was an actual event. There's a lot of people there, and I took the starselenite and I put the energy in it. That I'd let them feel the energy and how strong it was, and then I took it back. There's a few people there, everyone feels it. Then I took it back and I relaxed and held onto it, and then I took myself flying through stars and everything else, seeing all the stars and everything else, and so I was putting that in there. Remember, crystal can hold memories. So then I gave it to people, and people were going like this, getting a little dizzy, and this one lady actually said, "I'm seeing stars, man. I'm flying through the stars." And then I told them what I had done. You write it down Ahead of time, you put it on a piece of paper, you flip it over, and people need to have their truth anyway. So that's the stone that's in it, but it's supercharged. And that's basically it. And like I said, people hang in there. Things are about to change in a big way, and no one can change that. I've just got to get out of here. That's all. And I don't have a time, a date. A part of me working with me doesn't have one. And he said when it is time, when it's time for you to actually go, he said you're not going to know. It needs to be spontaneous. So it'll screw things up if you know ahead of time. So anyway, that's that. I have a big investment in this country. I mean, I have a major investment in creation, period, everything, everywhere. But I have a very big investment in this country, this planet, number one, but the country also. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing bad's going to be allowed to happen. Just let me get out of here and you will see. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the doing. You'll see it. It'll happen. Folks, love you. Take care and hang in there.